Yo, yo. What is good, everybody? So, we got the NBA draft coming through. What's good, everybody? So, the lottery is here. Not quite sure if I can show the lottery, so I'm not even going to risk it. I'm not going to risk it, but as you can tell, we didn't get too much changed. But we are back. What's happening, everybody? So, we got some Atlanta Hawks relevant um, things going on. So we got 15 minutes till it is revealed the order. So welcome in everybody. Welcome in. We'll probably try to pull up some sort of um, kind of tracker when it comes time, but we'll have that in a minute. But what is good, everybody? 2026 draft is here. If your team is not in the playoffs, and my team is out of the playoffs, so in dramatic fashion, reminds you. Um, so the Hawks have some of the best chances for at least a top four pick, and that is what I'm hoping for today. I'm not really set on the number one pick. I don't really think that that's going to be Atlanta's, um, I don't want to say prerogative, but to be honest, this is a really stacked draft class, so I'm interested to see where the Hawks can fall, and we'll kind of have some info on that. Because I know there's certain scenarios that if, say, like two teams get pulled early, then Atlanta's guaranteed a top four pick. So really we'll be paying attention to the Milwaukee Bucks, and it's gonna be Atlanta's pick. It's not gonna be shown as the New Orleans Pelicans pick. So it'll be pretty easy to understand Atlanta's chances. They basically swapped out with New Orleans. Um, and if you're wondering how that has happened, last year during the draft, Atlanta traded down in the draft, so New Orleans can trade or draft at I believe what 13. So they traded for essentially Derek Queen for an unprotected pick in this year's draft class. So that is how Atlanta has some of the best odds. So they have a 9.8 chance at the number one pick if you combine the New Orleans Pelicans odds with the Milwaukee Bucks. And I'm interested to see, low key, because I think they got a good chance, bro. I think they got a good chance. I think New Orleans is sitting at number seven. They have the number seven odds at the number one pick, and I guess number seven in the percentage in the odds race. Um, so yeah, plenty of prospects to choose from. I really am excited. I don't know quite when the what you call it is the combine. I'm gonna look at that real quick. Let's see when the combine is. Oh, that's not gonna tell me nothing. Oh, May 10th through the 17th. So I guess this kicks off the combine. So we'll have the combine following this lottery selection. It's gonna be interesting, man. There's a lot of things that can happen. I know the broadcast just mentioned that if the Pacers pick falls out the top four, sports guy thoughts on the Bucks for next year. The Bucks, oof, I don't know, man. If it depends on what Giannis does. Excuse me, I'm a little sick still, so I'm still fighting that. A little congested. But yeah, it depends on what Milwaukee will do with Giannis that situation. Because if they get rid of Giannis, then I think they got to just blow the whole team up. And it starts here. Really, Milwaukee's off-season process starts tonight. Because if they land, say they get the number four pick, and the Hawks get a top four, the number three, number two, maybe number one, then Atlanta's gonna, or excuse me, Milwaukee will definitely look to rebuild. I think. Um, I don't think it will be as tough of a sell to their fans because if they get one of the four guys in this draft, I think honestly you can't complain. So, man, that's why I'm excited, man. I'm excited because if Atlanta can get at least a top five pick, we're in business. I think we definitely be in business. Um, I think with Atlanta, that's when our season starts too. Is today because if the pick is top 10, then I think that changes a lot for Atlanta's offseason plans. If it's another not mid first round, but later in the lottery, then I don't think it's gonna be as an impactful pick. I think worst case scenario, Atlanta lands in like the 11, 10 range. Um, but yeah, sports guy, I definitely think I think Milwaukee's process starts today. So does Atlanta. I think a couple teams. I don't want the Pacers to get it. I wouldn't necessarily be mad if anybody else got the number one pick. I'm guessing, bro. Everybody thinks Utah because AJ DeBanza, but I would honestly kind of hate that for the league and him. Cause ain't nobody trying to go to Utah, bro. Don't nobody want to cheer on Utah anyway. I'm sorry to the Utah Jazz fans. I'm sorry, but until they rename the Jazz and all that, Lazy Panda, what is good? Appreciate you pulling up, hitting the chat. Welcome to the Open Gym. We are just watching along as the draft selection is here. Who do y'all think is going to be the team that gets the number one pick? Like I said, I wouldn't quite be mad at any team that got it. I would definitely be sick if you know, a team in the Southeast Division got it. Mainly speaking, like the Hornets or the Heat, I would be sick. Maybe even the Bulls. I might be a little sick if the Bulls get the number one pick. Sacramento, I would feel bad. I look sad, man. I hope I don't look sad. I mean, the Hawks are out of the playoffs, so I probably am, a little bit still hurt about that. So, Lazy Panda, everything is okay. I appreciate you asking. I hope you were okay, bro. I hope you're going through nothing. They got an interview in front of everybody. God damn. Why? Okay, what I don't understand is like, okay, cool, that like they're there, but like, what's the purpose of interviewing them? In front of everybody, they got the interview going in front. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. That. I appreciate it, Lazy Panda. He looked just like his mama. That's crazy. That's not crazy, but you know what I'm saying. Well, okay, lottery odds. Wizards obviously have the best odds. They had the worst season. Pacers right behind them. Brooklyn, the Utah Jazz, Sacramento Kings, Memphis Grizzlies. New Orleans Pelicans, which will be going to Atlanta. The Mavericks, the Bulls, the Bucks, the Warriors, Clippers, Heat, and Hornets. So, man, what sports guy? What is wild to do these interviews if like everybody paying attention? Everybody dead quiet. Everybody got to pay attention to the interview too. All right. Ooh, shit, boy. The future is upon us. Yeah, the future is upon us. I'm interested to see what happens. What happens? Nervous as hell. It's a scam though. It really is a scam how they say it's the ping pong balls, bro. I mean, come on. And apparently it's an envelope. Come on, bro. I'll be sick, dog. Show us the ping pong ball process, dog. Just put a lot of ping pong balls, whatever the odds are, throw it in there, and let us see that process. So selection is about to happen. Top picks all spoke to Malika Andrews. It'll be interesting to see where the chips fall. Jay Z was there for somebody. What was it? The Nets. We're finally about to get to it. Shout out to the Dream though. Side note, shout out to the Dream, bro. They came back and got a 1 point dub last night. We are gonna be doing Dream watch alongs as well. Just a heads up, we will be doing those. Just last night we weren't able to catch that game, so but we will be a frequent watcher of the Atlanta Dream this season. So shout out to them for getting a dub last night. Who is that? That's Mr. Osborne. he from, he a Spider Man villain. Oh, Bucks did not care. None of these. Yeah, Tony Kukoc, he chilling. I get that one. All right, all right. I don't know why Malika. Why do the Pistons got Tayshaun Prince represent them? That's an interesting pull. I don't know if he works for the team or not. So Keontae George is there for Utah. Vince Carter is there for the Nets. Let's see if we can pull up some kind of cheat sheet draft notes. we so be prepared for the draft is rigged allegations after this. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. Who y'all think got the number one pick, y'all? Who y'all think getting it? Here we go. Here we go. I'm gonna type it in the chat. Bulls. Fucks. That's tough. The Hawks get the number 8 pick. The number 8 pick. I knew it too. Nah, it's gonna be Utah, Memphis, or Chicago. Clippers get the 5th pick, so the Pacers are out. So it's the Wizards. Oh my God, the Wizards, the freaking Jazz, the Grizzlies, and oh man, that's it. The 8th pick. I'm sick. Honestly, I'm not mad at it though. I'm not mad. Top 10 chance. Or we got in the top 10, so I'm not mad. So I honestly stopped paying attention, but I think Sacramento got it. Sacramento got up there above Atlanta at 7. Brooklyn and the Clippers got the 5th pick. So it goes Hornets, Heat, OKC, Golden State, Milwaukee, Mavs, Atlanta, Sacramento. Damn, I forgot that the Nets, and then the Clippers. So it's gonna be Chicago, Utah, Memphis, or Washington Wizards. That's the final four. Number 8, not that bad. It'll be interesting. It's a stacked draft class, so that's tough. But I believe Atlanta was off limits for 5 and 6, just because like the odds weren't like they just could not get the 5th or 6th pick. So it was either 8 or top four. So I think this is probably the best. I mean, not the best, but this is a better scenario than we could have thought. So yeah, not bad, not bad, not bad. Number 8 pick for the Atlanta Hawks this coming draft. So we'll see. That could mean I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Because draft day trades could always happen. We'll see what happens with the Kaminga contract if they pick up that team option. See what happens with CJ McCollum. We'll see what happens if they trade anybody else. We will see. Yeah, there's a lot to figure out if you're an Atlanta Hawk fan. Not mad at it though. I'm not mad at it though. Number 8 pick in this next year's draft should be all right. And we can't predict that a franchise is going to be stupid and take a swing on somebody that we didn't expect. I don't really think it's going to be quite that, but I think after the three, Boozer, Debonsa, and Peterson, then I think it will be. I think it will be pretty interesting. I don't think anybody's solidified, set in stone, and then even Caleb Wilson being I think the solidified number four prospect in this draft behind those three. I think the top four are pretty set in stone, unless, like I said, a team just goes left field. Oh, it's only right that Chicago gets the top pick. They are in Chicago, so Memphis, Utah. Who else? Who is it? Memphis, Utah, Chicago, and Washington has a chance at a top four pick. Ugh, the Knicks versus the Sixers. Yeah. So the order of the top four picks is on the way. It's a deep draft class. You all right? Damn, Chicago gets number four. Wow. 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 Washington Wizards get the number one pick. Wow. Congratulations to them. They got Anthony Davis. Wrong Anthony. But they do got one Anthony up there. They got Anthony Davis. They get the number one draft pick in the 2026 draft. If only Atlanta could have finessed them out of a draft pick. That would have been tough. But that's nice, man. Worth the tanking. It'll be interesting. Debansa, Boozer, Peterson. It'll be interesting. I'm sure they won't go Peterson. I'm sure it'll be AJ Debansa or Cam Boozer. All right, enough of the lottery. So, Atlanta gets the number eight pick in this draft. That is going to be interesting, y'all. It's going to be interesting. I'm excited to see what they can pull from that. Just tapped in. They got the number eight pick, Ben Simmons. They got the number eight pick. So Trey Young has been on the team with the number one pick twice. You are correct. Risha Shea and Nate Ament. That'll be crazy. Yeah, it'll be interesting, man. Yeah, shout out to Trey. He's going to be able to play with two number one picks overall, which is interesting. Um, I'm sure if we would have kept Trey, we would have had that luck. Maybe I'm just joking. Like, those are just jokes. But yeah, interesting that Atlanta gets the number eight pick. Washington Wizards get the number one pick. Congratulations to the Wizards. Like everybody has says, they deserve it after all that tanking. So after years of abuse, maybe they can get to 50 wins finally. So number eight pick, I'm not mad at it, man. I'm not mad at it. Not mad at it at all. The number eight pick for the Atlanta Hawks. What's the top five? It's gonna be Washington, Utah, Memphis, Chicago, the Clippers, the Nets. Then it's the Kings. Then it's the Hawks. Then Mavs, Bucks, Golden State, OKC, Miami, Charlotte. So that is the layout. That is the layout. It'll be interesting, y'all. It should be interesting. Atlanta does have a mid first round pick as well, coming from Cleveland. I'm not quite sure where that's gonna land. I'm sure it's gonna be like 20th or something in the first round. So top, two first round picks. I am from Chattanooga, from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Ivan, appreciate you tapping in to YouTube, to the Open Gym on YouTube. Excuse me. So yeah, man, we'll kind of we'll see if we can pull that up real quick. Get these. Let's get it pulled up. Do I want to come to Indonesia? Sounds like you set me up. I'm not gonna lie. Kind of sound like you set me up. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Sorry if it starts lagging, y'all. Try to get this up. Show y'all the results so y'all don't gotta hit the chat. Let's see. Nah, you good. You good. He said, "Yeah, come to Indonesia, bro. Hey, brother, come to America." I don't know. Maybe you might not want to do that. So maybe this will load. Maybe this won't. Oh, it's because it's behind the image. There we go. Shout out to Childish Gambino. I'm just gonna go to Twitter because it's not gonna pull up on ESPN. It's not gonna pull up correctly. It's not gonna let me scroll. You have a good day as well, Ivan. I appreciate you. So the number eight pick, the number eight pick. Not pressed about it. It'll be interesting to see what Atlanta's direction is, though. They have some decisions. They got C.J. McCollum. They got Jonathan Kaminga contracts to kind of go through as this gets pulled up. Excuse me. I'm trying to get this correct. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. Yeah, that'll be interesting. Yeah, I kind of want the Hawks to go big man though. Kind of that mid first round pick. I wouldn't be mad if they go big man, but as y'all are tuning in, we got the draft order live and direct. There we go. True big is it's definitely a necessity for the Hawks. Um, so the lottery is this coming week. So here in the next couple of days, we'll be kind of going through that. Maybe watching along when the lottery's popping off. I'm not quite sure when exactly it starts, but I'm sure it'll be getting started here in the next couple of days. It is the 10th through the 17th, so it is here. Our season is here. So the number eight pick. We'll see. Let's go through some mock drafts real quick to see who's around the number eight spot. This was probably before the selection process. Hopefully, I found some. Let's see it. Let's go through an NBA mock draft. It'll be the ESPN one. So I'm lying to you. So they had the Bancer going number one, Peterson at two, Wilson number three, Boozer number four, Acuff five, Keen Wagler six, 7 was Flemings, and 8 was Mikael Brown. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's go. Let's go see what Mikael Brown talking about. 6'5", freshman, not bad, especially for a point guard. That would be actually pretty nice. Um, Another thing is with Atlanta, I don't really think like it would have been amazing to have. Yeah, 8 and 23. You are definitely correct. We do have the 23rd pick in this year's draft. Um, Let me just make sure. Yeah, pick number 23. Danny, pick number 23. You are correct. We do have 8 now and 23. So with Atlanta, I really don't think they could have used the number one pick to be honest. Although, like, bro, who wouldn't have loved either AJ DeBance, Cam Boozer, or Peterson on their squad, or Caleb Wilson? That would have been phenomenal. So just to start there, it would have been great to have either one of those guys on the squad. But since it didn't, more than likely it's not gonna happen. Um, I really don't think Atlanta had the space for a number one pick anyway. They got a previous number one pick. They got to figure out. Um, they have Jalen breaking out. They have the decision on Jonathan Kaminga, whether they want to bring him back or if they want to, kind of explore those options. I'm not really sure. Um, that's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying, Ben. That's what I'm saying. It's just things work out. The basketball guys were looking out for us because if we got a number one pick, I think the fans would rage if we had another. We got to let them develop situation. Although I don't think um, either of these prospects are gonna have that problem in the league. I think they'll adjust pretty nicely, but they probably will need to have their own team. And I've seen a lot of crazy, crazy talk about Jalen not being the number one, bro. I don't know what that's about. But I know that Knicks loss hurt. I know that first round exit hurt a lot of people because they were expecting some 2021 magic to happen. But it's all good, bro. What happened is what happened. I think it showed Atlanta a lot. Like Danny said, we need height. Um, I don't think we need much experience now. I just think we need the correct roster. And Ansi Soleil has been doing a good job, so I trust in Ansi, but it'll be interesting. I really don't think yeah, exactly, Ben Simpsons. We just need bucket getters, and I hope Atlanta doesn't do anything reactionary, because there are a lot of pure buckets in this draft, dog. As you said, Mikael Brown, I wasn't keen to him dropping 40. I know they had that week where everybody was dropping 40 in college, so we'll see. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, Jalen did have a shaky series. I wouldn't say it was like the strongest series, but I thought he did pretty well. Um, yeah, except for CJ. And that could spark everybody to have a good offseason, really lock in on what they need to get better at. Um, Instead of just staying kind of stagnant and be like, oh, we got there, we good in a good spot. I really do think that loss the 50-point loss is going to definitely motivate you. It should motivate you, and I think it's definitely going to do that for the Hawks players. And I think next year will be not a do or die season, but it'll definitely tell us a lot. Um, we'll definitely be looking for improvements from everybody. Because this year it was really like, hey, we're gonna shift to a new focus. I think everybody was kind of fans were probably kind of, I don't know, it was 50-50, man. Trading Trey Young, face of your franchise for the last what, 7 years. So you go into this last year focused on Trey, Chris Stapps, then Jalen, and then everybody else. Then it goes from it really went from a three. We got a pretty decent three to damn. We only got one of those three, and that was Jalen. But Polly, we feeling pretty good. We not mad. We not mad. We not mad. Number 8 pick, so it's looking pretty good for the Atlanta Hawks. So um, I was just saying, going into last year with everything, you know, hindsight being 2020, everything kind of taking place throughout the year. Pacers deserved it. They got better already, so they didn't deserve a number one pick. Sacramento, though, I mean, Sacramento, dog. I mean, shit. Yeah, hopefully they can get over 50 wins. But but for Atlanta, I think it's gonna be interesting. Because like I was saying, bro, everybody got thrown into a new role, so I think that affects a lot of what happened this year. I think midway through they took some time to adjust. Obviously C.J. McCollum was an integral part to helping that out. Um, I don't know, Paulie. It's a deep draft class, man. So it just all depends, man. It all depends on what Atlanta has to work with. Do draft time. Nah, they definitely don't gotta pay CJ now, bro. Especially with all the guards coming in. Yeah, nah, they don't gotta pay CJ nothing. Um, so it'll be interesting. It all depends on what happens this offseason. If Kaminga stays, or if they decide to give him an extension, that will be worked into their process. I don't know what will happen first. I think Coach Quinn is kind of up in the air on an extension. Um, so you got those two. And then you have this draft pick. And then you have a lot of restricted free agents. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Let me go through the let me go through it real quick. But Atlanta does have a lot of restricted free agents. Hey, had to tell your mama happy Mother's Day. All right, so free agents. Oh, that is 2025. That is not 2026. Where is that? Where is 2026 at? Come on, bro. Why are you playing me right now? That's crazy work. Um, damn, they're at game four already. That's crazy. So it is not popping up. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Bobby Marks does a good off-season report. So free agents: Gabe Vincent, C.J. McCollum. Kaminga has that team option. Like I said, Jock Landale, Mo Gay, Keaton Wallace. He's restricted. Tony Bradley, Christian Coloco. Buddy Hield has a partially guaranteed deal. So it's a lot. A lot of them are free agents. No, Keaton Wallace, Christian Coloco are the only restricted. Um, with Mo Gay having a team option, Kaminga has a team option. So, yeah, that leaves projected salary is $164 million. So I believe they got about $40 million to spend if my math is correct. If my math is correct, the luxury tax is 100. excuse me, $201 million until Atlanta hits that. They're at 164 projected. That's projected, depending on who they keep and who they decide to let go. So it'll be interesting, dog. They got Nikhil, Dyson, Zach, Jalen Onyeka under contract for a while. Asa Newell is good. And I think they have a good starting point. They're gonna have a good core to build with. Um, in my opinion, now that Atlanta doesn't have a top four pick, yeah, they got 40 mil for this offseason. So I would find that, but it might take me a minute on. Let me do that real quick. Try to sign in real quick. The Sumo, it'll be interesting. I don't know. I gotta look at all the free agents before I say Atlanta should go after somebody. All right, here we go. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. So that was the selection order. This is what Atlanta's gonna be working with in the off season, though. Hopefully, it goes back to the. Let's see if we can go back to full screen. Honestly, I'm just gonna do this. Hold on one second, y'all. Go ahead and do that. All right, one second. We'll pull this up for us real quick. See what Atlanta's off season is gonna be looking like. Um, Bam. So this is gonna be Atlanta's off season. This is what Atlanta's working with. One time for the full screen, everybody. That's what Atlanta's working with right now. So like I said, Gabe Vincent, CJ McCollum, Kaminga on that team option, Landale, Moge, team option as well. Keen Wallace restricted, Tony Bradley, Christian Coloco. I think a lot of those guys don't make it back. I think Gabe Vincent. I think we get money if Gabe Vincent walks. Uh, no, this was prior to the selection, so this was made as soon as Atlanta was eliminated. Um, so this is all Those are just like projections. The 723 and 57, 23 and 57 are set, but it is that was just a projection at the time. So the exceptions, they have a non-tax, uh 15 million biannual, 5 million. I don't know what this means. They got three trade exceptions though. Three trade exceptions though. One for 11 million, one for 6, one for 4, and one for 2. So what is that? 17. Was that like 22, 23 million in a trade exception? So they could trade for somebody, and I believe they use that money for um, to pay them. They could do a lot of things, and it'll be interesting to see what they do. So, like I said, this little report here was made prior to the picks being announced. So it was made right when Atlanta got eliminated. So they got pick number 8, pick number 23 in the first round, and 57, I believe, is the second round. So yeah, honestly, it'll be interesting because man, shout out to CJ, man. Shout out to CJ. But I think CJ was probably a 1 year guy because if he's not coming back on a team friendly deal, brother, it was good. It was good to cheer for CJ McCollum in his career, but I don't know. Probably might not be the best option to sign a older CJ McCollum for about $20 million a year. Nah, brother, yeah, it's not gonna happen. Uh, so we'll see, especially what direction Atlanta goes in the draft. Because I mean, I'm gonna be real. I think nah, bro. I came around on CJ. I definitely was a CJ supporter. Um, I'm gonna be honest though. We kind of saw what happens with a CJ led team, brother. Not too many folks are gonna get past the bar. You might see some really good buckets, but I don't think it's going to quite do the job for a filling point guard. Um, and not to hate on Nikhil, I don't think Nikhil is the point guard either. I don't know if they trust Dyson enough to be a point guard. Depends on how his shooting goes. Um, but I just don't think there's space for certain types of archetypes at the moment. I think Atlanta has to take advantage of. Yeah, nah, but he also has to take in my opinion, he has to take less of a role. If Atlanta wants to thrive, um, they can't. I don't know, man. You can't put a lot of stock into like I don't know. You can't really build like you can't build. You can't have CJ be a part of your core at this moment in his career. You just can't. Honestly, in my opinion, you not that he's not good, not that he can't contribute, but you got what 2 years max of that. So it's not really. It's I don't know, man. It just isn't necessarily would be something I'm sold on. Re-signing CJ and running the back and be like, okay, CJ McCollum is here for a full year. It's cool if you want to come back on a team friendly deal, like I said, but like with that team friendly deal comes implications of, hey, this is the playtime you looking at. This is like the direction of where we think you could be for this team. Um, Because I'm gonna be real, I really don't think a CJ McCollum led team is gonna go as far as say a Jalen Johnson led team with like Kaminga right there. So yeah, I think Atlanta has some things to figure out. I think Corey Kispert gone. Um, it really just depends on what Ansi Soleil wants to do because you really could flip this roster into a really really competitive, really really fast, tall um, team. Suns are out of the lottery, and apparently they want to trade Colin Maluwak. So it's just a lot of things that could happen. Um, There's that Boston rumor of Jalen Brown kind of being unhappy or being happy that he was the guy, and that kind of made the Boston front office unhappy. I'm not really a big fan of a Jalen Brown move, just because I don't know. Folks want to say Jalen Johnson isn't a number one, but first year as a complete number one, midway through the season, playoffs kind of hit you. I think during the off season, if he would have prepared for this, might have looked a tad bit different. I think Atlanta has a lot of holes. Aside from just Jalen's say defense and inability to kind of dictate the game per se. Uh, so I think, like I said, Atlanta's loss in the first round showed them a lot, which I'm not mad at because it's only a few tweaks, and then we could really have something to go off of. I think Onyeka showed himself as a prominent piece for Atlanta. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Risha Shea. I really hope Risha Shea sticks around. I still got faith in Risha Shea. That's also another reason why CJ. I don't per se think he gotta go, but it's just pretty clogged for Atlanta. There's a lot of wings, not enough disparity. So if Atlanta makes some moves to kind of unclog that, it'll be interesting. Hopefully they don't go overboard though. I don't want them to go overboard. Maybe a trade or two. I don't know who. I want Risha Shea to stick around. I think Dyson Nikhil, they're gonna stick around. A lot of fans talking about some trade high on some of these guys. I don't know, bro. They tripping. So yeah, don't know what they got going. Those fans got going, but that's not the plan. I hope. But free agency will be interesting. I'm not quite sure. Let's look at NBA free agency real quick. Hey man, I don't know if the Grizzlies keep Ja, that'll be interesting. They're gonna get a top four. Right, they're number three. So see who free agents are this coming season. LeBron Trey is a free agent. He has a player option. I don't think he's re-signed at all. James Harden, Chris Middleton, Andrew Wiggins, Tobias Harris, Fred VanVleet, Anthony Simmons, um, Draymond, John Collins, Kaminga, KCP, Vucevic, Norman Powell, Harrison Barnes, Colin Sexton, Joseph Nurkic, Zach Collins, Bogdanovich, Hachimura, Lou Dort, Mitchell Robinson, Austin Reeves, Kobe White, Thibault, Kennard, Mo Wagner, Brooke Lopez. So, I mean, not the strongest. Once you get past the pretty good names, as Polly mentioned, Ayo Desumo is a free agent, unrestricted free agent. Um, Not really too many names that pop off the page. Mark Williams is a free agent. He's a restricted, but so that probably will play into whether Phoenix is looking at coming Maliwak. But yeah, it's a lot to be decided if you're an Atlanta Hawks fan or just the organization in general. I know a lot of fans want Isaiah Hartenstein. That is a big free agent that they would not mind. He's almost making $30 million a year though, so I don't know how likely that is. Because, ooh, god damn, $32 million for C.J. McCollum. Oof, 34 years old. That's crazy, man. 50 for LeBron though. I mean, that's LeBron. So, but yo, Zach LaVine, I heard he was trying to get to Atlanta. Um, that could be a scorer for the Hawks, but it'll be interesting because if Atlanta goes young, straight Raider, you not lying, bro. You not lying, bro. The selection process was in Chicago, so I mean, I don't know. I don't know what else we expected. Oh, that's going all over the place. That's going crazy, ain't it? Go ahead and just delete that. Get up out of here. Yes. All right. So yeah, SRT rated says Adam Silver just saved the Chicago Bulls. I believe he did. I know one of my homies is a Chicago Bulls fan, and he was pretty pessimistic. He said the Bulls always gonna get the number 10 pick. I thought they were gonna get the 10 pick this year, but they did not. So they got a number what 4 pick. Yeah, shout out to the Bulls. Shout out to the Bulls, 4 and 15. Maybe they trade that 15 pick. Maybe they're smart. They take it and build this team up. They already got Booz Ellis. Looks like a promising guy. They are guard university up there, so they got their options. They have a plethora of options. So I expect Chicago might be active. There's a lot of teams that might be active trade time. Let's see when the draft actually is before we get up out of here. But the closer the draft gets, we might do some kind of not mock drafts, but we will see what kind of we'll go through some mock drafts, see go through some tape of the prospects that Atlanta is kind of hoping to get. I feel you. I feel you, SRT. I feel you. I feel you because I kind of feel like the same way sometimes, but I appreciate that sub, my boy. I greatly appreciate that. But yeah, I'm with you. It would have been interesting to see what that reality would have brought us, um, because we would have had Trey still back then. So it would have been interesting. We could have been in the same spot, similar spot, or worse. So I'm not necessarily pressed about it. So the Hawks, taking Ricochet, I wasn't mad at it. Especially after hearing like Alex Sarr not trying to come play for Atlanta, I was good on him, bro. I was, all right, then you don't come play for Atlanta, bro. I mean, it's all good, bro. And go on somewhere. Hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate you, SRT. I appreciate that, my boy. I greatly appreciate it. But yeah, it was that was an interesting time because at the time I didn't really expect Atlanta to get that number 1 pick. They were not expected to get that pick either. It just fell in their lap, and yeah, we got to work with it, and hopefully that is Atlanta's plans. I really hope they keep Ricochet around. I think he is more talented than a lot of folks kind of believe. Ugh, yeah. No, please, SRT, no, bro. Don't put that on my Hawks, bro. No, bro. I don't want neither of them boys, bro. I do not want neither of them boys. At the number 8 pick, nah. Yeah, nah. If it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. I don't want Yaxel Leonard Borg. I don't want him. He's too old. Power forward. We already got enough wings. In my opinion. That's why it would have been tricky if the Banster came through. Like we got to get rid of somebody. I don't think if we got the Banster, Kaminga gone. Um, LeBron going back to Cleveland would be nasty work. That brother just needs to retire, dog. Please, bro, just retire, bro. But I mean, I am a LeBron fan, so I'm not gonna like be mad if he don't retire. But yeah, I don't want a day either, man. I don't want a day Mara. I'm not even gonna lie. He just seems too slow. Cause Atlanta's thing is running, and I want them to stick with that. I think Atlanta can get back with that. I wanted Atlanta to go to maybe a guard, with number 8. We'll see. I think Kingston Flemings will be there. Um, Mikael Brown Jr. Not really sold on Acuff. Not really sold on. Wasn't really sold on Kingston Flemings at all, either. But it'll be interesting. My dream target. I honestly don't know, bro. I honestly don't know. I gotta do my research. I gotta do my research, and then I'll come back and we'll have some videos, kind of going through the prospects that are in range for the Atlanta Hawks. Excuse me. So we'll have videos kind of breaking down who's in the range of eight. But right now, okay, I respect that. Fleming's going 5 to 7. Yeah, Mikael Brown Jr. Ben Simpsons kind of notified me. He dropped 40 this year and been kind of hurt, so I was kind of not aware of that. Not really been in tuned to a lot of college basketball and what they got going on. I know a lot of folks are getting buckets though, and that is going to be big for the Atlanta Hawks. Robert Allen, you are correct. Hawks need a true point guard, and I think that's exactly what they're gonna get. Like I said, there's a lot of bucket getters in the draft. Um, I was kind of gonna try to find a another little mock draft real quick, so we can kind of go through that. But I do think if Atlanta, the best scenario for the Hawks, they get a solid point guard who's about 6'5", maybe 6'6". Um, I feel you. Hey, Bulls came up though, man. Bulls came up. They're probably gonna get who you think? Who you think Bulls gonna get? Who you think Bulls gonna get? Because they can either get Peterson or Wilson. I think the Benson and Boozer are gone. I think the Benson and Boozer are gone at the 1 and 2. It'll be interesting, dog, because Washington has a lot to unload too. They got a plethora, and if they go Peterson, I would expect Trey Johnson to be gone maybe. Um, Caleb Wilson, all right, man, that's what's up. I'm glad. I think that's what will happen because I think it is the Bancer Peterson and Boozer at the top three. I think Peterson is one of the ones that could fall out. I think a team could swing and take Caleb Wilson in the top three. Maybe maybe the Grizzlies. Maybe the Grizzlies swing and take Caleb Wilson over Peterson. Because if they do keep Ja, then I mean, shoot. But that does, I mean, shoot. It depends on what the Grizzlies want to do. If they want to blow the whole thing up for real, just let Ja go and take Peterson. Um, so yeah, you never know. Um, let's kind of go through this mock draft though. So saying with that being said, so let's just say the Bancer Peterson, Caleb Wilson, and Cameron Boozer are off the board. That leaves like A Cuff, Keen Wagler. Keen Wagler was 6'6". God damn. Oh yeah, Keen Wagler would be nice. Um, not really sold on Kingston Flemings. Mikael Brown would be nice. Um, but yeah, really a point guard would definitely be my choice if I had to pick. It's not really too many of them that's worth, a top 10 pick. It looks like in the mock drafts. But yeah, I think um, I did too, bro. Well, I'm not gonna say I did too, but I did watch a lot of Keith Walker highlights. Because that was a name that was mentioned a lot in realistic um, scenarios. So, all right, man. SRT, you said Peterson going number one. I do see that. Especially if the medical's clear. I think that was the only thing holding Peterson up, not going number one. Um, oh, okay, that wouldn't be a hot take, but if the Jazz go, if the Jazz go, SRT, that's what's up. You're gonna have to tune into the draft show. We're gonna have a draft show for sure. In what is it, June, whatever, whenever the NBA draft is, you have to tune in. Let us know some info on the prospects. But you being a Illini fan, I can trust your word on Keaton Wagler then. So if that is the case, that'll be nice, man. What, a 6'6" point guard who could give buckets? I did watch a lot of his highlights. I didn't watch a lot of games, but just watch a lot of highlights from King Wagler because that was a name mentioned as a realistic target. If Atlanta lands in this range, so we'll see. But I do think in my scenario, if Atlanta does come draft day, I do think a guard and then a center would be nice. LeBaron Philon, man, I seen that. I seen that. I didn't watch too much Alabama. Um, who was that other guard that was with him? I forget who that was. He was hooping too. But the only thing that worries me is he's like on the smaller end. I just don't like the. I don't know. I'm nervous about the small guard. Um, because I think you have to be. Um, I have seen Tyler Tanner's name mentioned. Um, exactly. You got to be you got to be what you call it? You got to be locked in defensively if you 6'4", 6'5" and under. So that's kind of why I want to stay away from the smaller guards. I think Atlanta's kind of through with that archetype for the meantime. Um, that's why I don't think Gabe Vincent's gonna be around. I really think CJ would be back in a lesser role. No, that's no offense to CJ. Um, yeah, I did see Braden Burries, if I'm pronouncing his last name. One of the Brad Rowland of Locked On Hawks, I saw that. I think he mentioned something about Braden Burries, if I'm remembering correctly. Um, 6'4" from Arizona. Uh, Koa Pete was his running mate. He dropped 30 in the season opener. Can shoot and rebound. Braden Burries. It'll be interesting. 6'5", 16 points a game, 4 rebounds, 6 in the tournament. Yeah, that's. I really hope Atlanta doesn't decide to go that direction. Um, just a strict offensive guard. Atlanta's gonna be just getting away from that, so it would be tough for me to see them go that direction. But we'll see. We will see. But yeah, Atlanta has some decisions to make. And bruh, look, Hawks could be looking to trade that pick. They could look to make some things shake in the off season. Like I said, they got some decisions to make. McCollum, Kaminga, are the two priorities. I think. I would, in my opinion, I would rather have Kaminga back. Um, Brandon Burries. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna write down these names. I'm gonna have a good list of highlights that we're gonna watch. Probably won't be today, as I'm gonna hop off, kick it with my mom's today, and we'll be live tomorrow. But that's gonna give us a lot of content to go through, as well as we are gonna be watching the Atlanta Dream this year. So we'll be tuned into the Atlanta Dream games. We getting ready for the Atlanta Hawks. Um, Off season, and if they make any moves, we'll be going live for that. Um, if I can get Braves Vision somehow, if they run a discount, maybe sometime we can get Braves Vision. SRT, I appreciate it. Tell your mother Happy Mother's Day if she's still here. I appreciate you. I will let mine know. But yeah, let your mama know Happy Mother's Day. Um, as well. But yeah, like I said, we'll be back, man. We will be doing. We got a lot of off-season content coming for the Hawks. Like I said, we might do the Braves games. Might do the. We will be doing the Atlanta Dream. So we'll have a new layouts, all that ready for the Atlanta Dream. So when the Falcons come back, maybe we'll see what they do. But I appreciate everybody who tuned in for this NBA draft selection. We got pick number 8, everybody. We got pick number 8. Draft Baller. So everybody, that's Draft BALLR. If you want to learn more about prospects, I appreciate that. I'm gonna look that up right now, right this second, my boy. I appreciate that info. So we'll be knowledgeable. We'll be more knowledgeable when the draft is actually here and about to is around the corner. So appreciate that, brother. Got that pulled up right here, right now. That's Draft BALLR. If y'all want some good info, it's looking pretty interesting already. They got Mikael Brown Jr. going to the Atlanta Hawks. We'll go through a little quick mock draft. They got Cam Boozer going number 1, AJ DeBancer number 2 to the Jazz. I will be surprised if the Jazz don't select AJ DeBancer if he doesn't go number 1. So um, DeBancer, Peterson 3, Wilson 4, Flemings 5, Wagler 6, Acuff 7, Mikael Brown Jr. Oh man, for sure. We definitely gonna hit this up for sure, my boy. Oh man, wow. Hey, bro, draft baller. I appreciate you, SRT. Hey, my boy, hooking us up because we are definitely gonna be using that for our draft night and or anything like that. So I appreciate you. It looks very in depth. So we'll definitely be looking at. They got Braden Burns going to Chicago number 15. That's good for y'all. After getting Caleb Wilson, that's good for y'all. Who they got? Jaden Quintons. All right, man. It'll be interesting. Another 6'9". Ooh. Oh, he's 6'11". Boy, hell yes. All right, man. We gonna tap into that. I appreciate that suggestion. Letting us know. SRT, I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody who pulled up. Twitch, YouTube, Twitter. I greatly appreciate y'all. We will be back with more kind of draft stuff for the Atlanta Hawks. Like I said, we will be catching more Atlanta Dream games. Might tap into the Braves season. We will be gaming still as well over here on the Open Gym, Twitch and YouTube. So I appreciate everybody. Y'all have a great rest of your day. If your mothers are around, tell your mothers Happy Mother's Day, that you appreciate them and all that good stuff. And I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great day. And I'll see y'all later. Number 8 pick on the way. Off season is fully here, and so we will be back. But I'll catch y'all later. Y'all have a good one, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.